Hello guys, how are you doing? It's your homeboy Guy. I hope you guys are doing great. I hope you guys are doing fine. Myself, I'm perfectly fine. Today I receive, not really today, but I receive on my inbox, I receive a question from somebody who just arrived in the Philippines. And I find this question very interesting. And it can be a very good case study for people moving to a new country or maybe to a new city, how to navigate. Okay, his question is about the Philippines here, specifically Makati. But I think from there, from that question, we can learn a lot about how to survive when you're moving to a new country, when you're moving to a new area, when you're moving to maybe a new city. Okay. So before I read the question, let me just remind this to you. We have an online platform. I know we have a lot of people here, and personally also, a lot of you guys know that I speak French. So we have a lot of people who are trying to improve their French skills, especially in the Philippines here when you're traveling to the Philippines. Be able to speak two languages can be a great asset. So we have an online platform, Manila French Tutor, where a group of tutors are there dedicated to help you guys improve your French skills. If you're planning to move to Canada, maybe for residency, you want to work in Canada, I know there are exams like TCF and TEF that are sometimes required to in order for you to have your residency. So just go on Manila French Tutor. We're also on Instagram and on Facebook, Manila French Tutor. And yeah, contact your French tutor there to help you improve your French. Even in the Philippines here, speaking English and French can be very helpful. Not only English and French, but speaking two language can be very helpful because there are a lot of BPO that can help you. So Manila French Tutor, it's specialized only for French. Okay, this is a question. So I have a question. Hello, this is a question. I'm reading it in English because I received it. It was in French, so I'm going to try to translate it in English. Hello, I just arrived in the Philippines and I just settled myself in Makati. For those who are not familiar, Makati is a city in the Philippines and second richest city in the Philippines. I think the first richest city is Quezon City, and the second richest city in the whole Philippines is Makati, but not the biggest, the richest. I think when you're talking about the size, Makati is probably the, I don't know, 10 to 15 among the, when it comes to size. So I'm talking about the money, okay, the asset that the city has. So that's the second richest city in the Philippines. So I just settled myself here in Makati. So I was wondering if there are any events or there are any place where I can meet people coming from my own country. And for this specific case, it was a French guy who sent this to me. So he was looking for French people, maybe if they are gathering somewhere. And he also asked maybe if I can just find simple people, even Filipino, that I can discuss with. Tell me a little bit about Makati, tell me a little bit about the city where I'm living right now. And I'm open for any suggestion, good idea, or plan or advice. Basically, that was the question that he sent to me. I find it very interesting. Okay, I find it very interesting for two reasons. The first reason is that he just arrived in the Philippines and he decided to live in the second richest city of the Philippines, which means budget-wise, he should probably have a lot of money, or he should really know what he's looking for. I don't know if he has a lot of money or no. We didn't talk about it, but what I know is that he's in the second richest city in the Philippines, meaning to say the rent and food and anything like supply must be really expensive. And the second thing is, it's really open to meet all kind of people, not only his people like French guy, French citizen or stuff like this, but even local, as long as they can provide him some good advice and things like that. These two things must probably be the thing that you have in mind always when you're moving to a new place. I'm talking about city or country, when you're moving to city or country. And if you're watching some of my video before, you know that one of the things I always said is that whenever you're moving to a new country, to a new place, city, you better not look the cheapest place. When I say you better not look the cheapest place, is that how cheap it is should not necessarily be the first thing that comes in your mind. Okay. I know some people that sometimes they can even afford to live in a certain area that is a little bit expensive, yes, but they can still afford to live there. But they deliberately choose to go in a very, very cheap area. And entering a country for the first time and settling right away in a very cheap area or like countryside part might not give you the, you know, the real, you're not going to test the real economy of the country, okay? You are not really know if you are not going to be able to test really the if the water is cold in that country or hot, okay? When I say the water is cold or hot, it's like you're not going to get the real temperature of the country where you're living. And if you're not able to get the real temperature, there's a lot of opportunity that you also miss by not getting the real temperature. An example, a perfect example is I know a lot of people who got some contract with company. I know some experts who went in the Philippines. They have a technical expertise and they get a very, very cheap salary just because they were paid based on the area where they were living. And when they decide to move to an area that was more convenient, maybe because of maybe a hospital reason, maybe because of some facility, I don't know, they realize that the economy of the place where they were initially living is not the same economy as the next area where they decide to move. Price has changed, the life was a little bit faster there, the competition was a little bit higher, and sometimes it might be too late to adjust because you already got a contract, you already got a first job, you already got maybe you already commit to something in the city where you decide to live at first. So of course, I give him some advice about some good places in Makati where you can meet some people, some French people and stuff like that. But it's good to have that mindset to go right away where there will be some challenges. It can be a price, yes. It can be that I don't have that much money, so how do I do? Well, it's a good question, but you should not just turn your back right away because you're saying that it's too expensive there. You should go actually where things are expensive, competing with them, trying to gauge by yourself, trying to feel the competition by yourself, and trying to have a real idea of how the economy works in that country. After that, if you're looking for a job, you're looking for anything, you have an idea of, okay, how much do I need on my paycheck to survive here monthly? Because I know that this is how the rent costs, this is how I need to spend for my utility and stuff like that. And from there, you will have a better understanding. But coming to a new place and switch right away to countryside, the countryside can mislead you. That's the first thing that I appreciate about the fact that he was already in Makati here. The second thing is mingle with people. You know, a lot of time also when your people are new in a country, the first thing that they're looking for is people from the, the peer, like they are looking people from the same nationality with them, from the same origin with them. It's not necessarily bad, but you better also, as much as possible, trying to mingle yourself as early as you can. Because as early you are able to mingle yourself with the local people, you definitely also have a fast understanding of the situation where you are or the country where you are. Okay, I have known thousands of people here in the Philippines who, once they arrive in the Philippines, they have been only with foreigners coming from the same country or same origin with them, at the point that at a certain time when they decide, for example, to look for like a simple job in a BPO, they were not able to speak English. Because the whole stay here, they were just speaking French with some other people speaking French like them. Except that when you decide to mingle in the society or start looking for a job and stuff like that, you're going to have a lot of challenge because you don't understand not that you don't understand the culture, but there are some code that you haven't learned yet, and it's become difficult for you to be able to integrate yourself. And if you're not able to integrate yourself, you're not able to get or take advantage of whatever you can in the area where you are. And if you're not able to take advantage, then definitely you will not survive that much long. So that's the second thing that I find interesting, is that as soon as you arrive, you already start trying to mingle, trying to look for people that are not necessarily from the same origin or country with him. Very good practice, very best practice if you're coming to the Philippines. Yes, learn from your folks that are already here before, but learn also that the local people can teach you a lot. You can learn a lot from local people. You can learn a lot on how local people are doing. And all that combined give you a great expertise about about uh, 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 how you're going to navigate for the rest of your day, months, or year. Now, coming to Makati in terms of idea, maybe you guys are wondering if I can, give you some detail right now about maybe where you can stay in Makati, where you can meet people, where you can. It really depends. There are a lot of community here in the Philippines. There are a lot of community in Makati. Makati is a very diverse city for many reasons, right? It's the second richest city here. A lot of headquarters of big business are here in Makati. It's also called a central business district. So for me, it's like economically speaking, it's the heart of the Philippines. So, and when you talk about economy, you're really going to see a lot of different people. So if you definitely want to meet your community, I think if there is one place where you're sure at 100% that you're going to find them is in Makati. So for the French guy, I already give him some answer inbox. I don't know if you are from another community and you want to meet people, mingle with people. Just let me know in comment. Just send me an email. Maybe I can give you some good advice. I know that for French guy, it's not always the same. Maybe for people from England, for German. But even though the foreigner here have a tendency to go to a certain area because they also feel a little bit safe, right? When you're going to a certain place, you see a bunch of foreigners, even if they are not necessarily from your country originally, you still feel safe because you feel like, okay, they are foreigners, so we can kindly, you have that sense of safety as you are among us. But definitely, Makati is the place where you can really meet all kind of people. And when you're talking about fast life, there is no better place than Makati. That's all that I wanted to share with you guys. Keep liking, keep sharing. Do not forget, for the French class, you need a tutor, you're trying to improve your French, you're trying to take an exam, you want to move to Canada. Make sure that you're preparing your TCF or TEF exam. Even here in the Philippines, we have a lot of community here of African who are not able to speak French. Malina French tutor is there, they can help you. We have a lot of tutors there available who can prepare you for all this kind of stuff. Keep liking, keep sharing, more importantly, keep subscribing. Be Bala.